Hi folks, it's Lindsay Bell from Armand Dietrich and Spin Sucks, and I wanted to talk a little bit more about what I shared today on the blog with Tony Now from T60 Productions about how to make sure you really look good when you're doing homemade or do-it-yourself video. Let me give you a little rundown of what I did before I pressed record for the first time, because of course I've done this a few times now. I had my desk rearranged. I've got my computer up on a number of books so that it's elevated, so that I'm actually looking up at the camera a bit, not overly. I mean, you don't want to be doing this, but I'm looking up a bit so my extreme double chin syndrome is not showing itself. Let me show you what it looks like when it does show itself. So if I lowered my computer and I tried to do this interview like this, you know, I'd be like this. Okay, so you see where we're getting the double chins? Oh dear Lord, I can't believe I'm even showing this. So I make a point of keeping my computer elevated. And I also double checked my lighting. I turned my computer slightly on my desk so that I could get some of the natural lighting from the window, which I think is flattering for most people. And I didn't put a light directly in front of me as Tony suggests, only because my office is very, very narrow and not very big. So I don't have a lot of depth of field, and it just would have looked weird. I also adjusted myself so that I'm sitting slightly off center in the screen, and that's a throwback from my days in TV. I really much prefer when you're slightly off center. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's subjective. I know that in TV, a lot of times you're answering interviews, so you're back and forth with your interviewer, and you just naturally sort of have to be offside a bit. Another thing I did is I made sure I had myself groomed properly, and I made sure I dressed very simply. Now, for all of you who are saying, I know the pitchforks are going to come out. Oh my God, you should be totally in love with yourself for who you are and what you look like and everything. That's fine, and I agree with that 100%. You really should be. But let's face it, if you can make yourself look as good as you possibly can, why wouldn't you do it if you're doing a video that's going out and people are going to see, particularly if you're representing a client or an organization. So make a little effort. Make sure you don't have hair sticking up in a weird spot, because I'm going to tell you, I guarantee that if somebody's watching your video, they're going to focus on that. Don't wear gigantic chunky jewelry, or guys, this goes out to you as well. Don't wear horrible colored ties or weirdly patterned sweaters and things. That doesn't work. It will detract from what you're saying, and people will simply just focus on you and not your content. Trust me, it's true. Don't forget too, if you're sitting here thinking, I will never do it-yourself video, I don't know why I should watch this. How about Skype? How about Google Plus Hangouts? Nowadays, people are doing job interviews and many other things through video, through online videos. So you need to make sure that you are not going to detract from what you're saying, that you look good, that you have your computer elevated, that your lighting is flattering, that you don't have a bunch of junky stuff behind you that's going to detract from the viewer, and that you are able to also look straight into the camera. That's another really important one I wanted to say. It's really awkward when people are recording video and they're sort of like reading off their computer screen like this, because you're watching the video and you actually want to make eye contact with me. So what I do is, here's my little pro tip. I actually create my own teleprompter, as they do in TV, where the teleprompter sits at the bottom of the camera, the studio camera that's recording them. So I take my sticky notes, I've got one right here, and I put them with notes on them directly beside, as close as possible to my camera. So that way, if I have to shift my eyes a bit and remind myself some things I want to talk about, I'm not completely taking my eyes off of you and looking at a document on my computer screen, or worse yet, on my desk. So there's a little tip from me. Do-it-yourself video is a blast. I actually fought pretty hard against Ginny to do these, because I hate being on video and I hate the sound of my own voice and I hate my double chins. But the more you do it, Laura Petrolino is right, the more you do it, the more comfortable you become. And I think when you're in an environment that you've created that you feel very comfortable in and you feel like you're presenting your best self, you feel even more confident and comfortable, and that way you can deliver your content and information to the people who need it in the best way possible. So there you have it. There are a few tips for me. I hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you again at the next video. Bye.